Hey, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing? All right, look, I love Stoicism, right? Stoicism is something that I was thinking about even before I knew what it was and before I read books. So I guess it's based on logic, right? So today, Stoicism, there are many great masters of Stoicism, ancient Greek, philosophers and so on and so forth. People like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and in the modern age, people like Ryan Holiday, they are bringing Stoicism back into the limelight through podcasts, through wonderful books, even YouTube channel. And In fact, I got a calendar for 2020 from Daily Stoic, and I thought I would make a video every single day on the daily meditation, or rather the daily quote, right? I thought that would be fun. And to sort of, also not just the quote, but also give my insight into that, my understanding. Now, most of these might sound quite obvious, but they are quite powerful, okay? So today's quote comes from Epictetus, right? So this is actually New Year's Days, but I didn't make it yesterday, so I'm making it today. This is on a choice and control, right? The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to the uncontrollable externals, but within myself to the choices that are my own. Okay, a very powerful quote, a very powerful philosophy. And this has been, of course, you can see this concept in many of the ancient and even modern day religions, philosophical kind of denominations, Buddhism, Zen, and things like that. So there are two worlds, so to say. One is, of course, the external world, the world we see, the world we perceive, the world we think we see, right? It's based on what we perceive. It's based on our understanding of the world. It's not the reality, of course. It is what we perceive it to be. And then there is the other world, which is the internal world, inside our minds, inside our hearts, so to speak. And that is actually what we need to explore. That world, the internal world, is what we need to really depend on. And that's what Epictetus is saying in this quote, is that when I look for good and evil, so where do I find good and evil? Not outside, but rather inside. So it's the choices. So when you're making a choice, it's about what feels right to you. And also when you face a threat in this world, a perceived threat, or a perceived danger, or a perceived sadness, really, rather than look at the external event or the external thing that is causing this sadness or this anger, or whatever it is that you're feeling, if you just look inside, you will notice that actually there is a layer of separation between what you're feeling and what might be the reality. Okay, now I know I'm going around in circles, but it's very simple, right? Whatever you feel, just look inside, and if you're feeling sad, for example, maybe, I don't know, you're having a relationship problem, right? With your spouse, your partner, and it's very easy to blame, or rather to say, okay, the problem is out there. I'm feeling sad because of someone or because of something. Maybe the business is not going well, or whatever it is, right? But then, of course, you need to look inside and say, okay, in this moment, right? In this second, in this moment, what's happening? What the thing that is making me sad, does it really have power over me? Because it is external, right? It is It's not really inside. It's just how you perceive it. Okay, I will end this with a great example that might sort of put this in perspective. Let's say you have an argument with someone at the supermarket, right, or the parking lot, and someone insults you, they curse you, they use a bad word, a curse word. You get really angry, or they say a phrase that really triggers you, right? You get angry, you get worked up, and then you make a choice to, I don't know, maybe get into a fight or whatever it is, right? Or you're driving back angry and might lead to an accident or whatever it is. But imagine the same situation. It's you, the same parking lot or supermarket or wherever, and the other person is, I don't know, speaks a language that you don't understand, right? It's maybe not English or whatever language, it's a language you don't understand. Now, suppose the other person's expressions are neutral. Okay, let's just take, for the sake of this example. Would you have the same level of anger? You would, of course, wonder. You would be like, what the hell? What is this guy talking about, right? Why is he so worked up or whatever? But you won't have the same reaction. So what is the difference there? It is your understanding of that situation or those words. So just like that, in the new year, in 2020, or any year that matter, right? If you're watching this video in, I don't know, 2025, just think in this moment, inside me, what is happening? Does it really affect me? And so on and so forth. So let me show you the quote once again. So this is by Epictetus. He wrote a book, or rather, series of discourses, and I got this from the daily Stoic calendar. I recommend that if I'll try and leave a link below. And I think this is great. Every day you look at one Stoic philosophy and it makes sense. Okay? So the rest of the day, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.